Hello and welcome to this Project in a Box video tour. In this session we're having a look at PRINCE2 in practice. This is part of a series of presentations. In the first one we looked through the general slide deck on PRINCE2 in practice, what are the options. This time we're going beyond the free option, which is using the standard community edition with the PRINCE2 Resource Pack and Planner, to look at the £15 option, where you take community edition, you add to it the official licensed PRINCE2 method template, and you also use the planner tool again. So let's go and have a look at that. Okay, so here's community edition on my desktop. I can open that up, and as we saw last time, we'll have a range of different types of projects in here. These are some example projects that are here already. Here I'm going to go and add a new project, and we would have bought our PRINCE2 method template and added it to our community edition. So it'll then appear here alongside the resource pack as a new method from which we can create a project. And in fact, we can have as many projects as we want in Community Edition, created by whichever method we're interested, or methods we're interested in using. So this time it's the PRINCE2 method template. I'll give my project a name. And now we've got our project there waiting for us to use. So I can go and open my project. We'll see my example project 2 here, and so this is built using our PRINCE2 licensed product method template. So we've got click around the diagrams to see what we're working on, just like we did when we looked at the resource pack, but here of course it's broken down into the elements that are laid out in the PRINCE2 manual. So if I'm interested in a particular theme, I can click on progress, and the file explorer will take me to all the progress related documentation within the method. If I want to go to plans, it'll show me all the plan related things within the method. That's going to be the case for the project, and also for the stages once we start to add stages to our project. If I want to navigate my way through the process directly, I can come click into the processes in the middle, and it unpacks the process diagram for me. We've got not only the processes and drilling down into the sub-processes, but also all the events and records that are required as we step our way through the process. So let's start at the beginning and starting up a project. So this is taking us down into that, and I can come to the various areas and click in and see the content that's relevant. So here in the official PRINCE2 method, we have the place for the project mandate, and it tells us what we might be expecting here. We're expecting to be given a mandate by the organisation or by the program this project is part of, and this is where we're going to put it. We're going to use add file and put it into this place. Then we're going to proceed on, and we're going to look at appointing the executive and the project manager. And so we'll have our mandate that we've added, and it'll be shown here, and we'll come down through and we'll start to get our roles, and for the project manager and the executive, and a daily log we can start using. And so as we click through this process, it takes us immediately to the things that we need. We don't have to refer back to our manual. We can get rid of our manual with all those sticky post-it notes in it, and just use this to guide us through what we're supposed to do at each point in the method. So really very helpful to take us through that step by step as we come through and look at planning the initiation stage, which is the output from here. We're going to have places for our various notifications and records here, so and we proceed through to request to initiate a project. And when we come to these boxes that are between, if you like, processes, it shows us the library of events and records that we should be collecting. And so we can see here which ones we've been gathering as we're working our way through the project. These are laid out in the sort of order that we might use, so we can see we've got a mandate, we've started to do these various things here as we come through to the end of the project and our closure notification. So it's a really good way of getting an idea of what have we collected as we proceed through. Obviously we go to directing a project, and it's going to bring us into that. Some of these are quite busy diagrams, but that reflects the fact that Prince is a highly documented, structured approach, and these are the things that we need to deal with. So we don't have to, as you might in other applications, go back to the book and refer on what you're supposed to be working on and what needs to be produced next, and then put all those things in. All the set of templates are here for you, and all the placeholders for things that you need to do, all laid out. So this makes it really quite straightforward to take the learning that you've got and implement it in the class in the real world from the classroom, but also to support your learning in the classroom, because it's a bit wooden sometimes looking at it all in the manual, and you might read the section on how do I authorize the project, but then if you want to go and see what's supposed to be in the files that you use for doing that, the templates for doing that, you've got to go to the appendix at the back of the book and find it. Here you're straight to it, and it's here for you immediately to use. Now of course parts of this are going to be things again that we want to use in Planner. So if we come back to our home and go to the plans area here, we'll find that we've got a template for Planner for working on our plan, just like we did when we worked on the plan in the resource pack, the free resource pack. And so we can check this file out, we can go and use it in Planner. It's going to open in Planner. Of course, as we talked about before, you can have a combined schedule and risk register and issue register. Here of course in PRINCE2 it's all broken down and they're dealt with in different places. We have them as separate files. So I can very easily come to here, open my plan, come to the task, make it start today like that. I can then if I want to go back in it and adjust its percentage complete and come to the resources and say let's add me to this task, and I can just start to do my planning straight away, adding new items into here, copying groups around, just building up my plan in the normal sort of way. Simplified version of Microsoft Project. That's really what we've got here, designed to be able to be used by anybody, whatever their level of planning experience, and supported by an extensive amount of help video tutorials, so you can teach yourself how to use Planner. Like I say, we've got our plans there, and we can close that and check it back in, and that's going to store those versions for us. And if we want to go off and work on our risk and issue registers, it's going to be exactly the same thing. Jump off to that, and here you'll see I'm using the themes to get to those things I'm interested in quickly, because sometimes that's the way I'm going to be updating my data in the real world. That's what happens, but in practice normally we're going to come across these things as we need them, as we proceed through the process. So that's how we can in practice engage with PRINCE2 in really quite a substantial way for just £15. That's not £15 a day or £15 a month or £15 a year. Community Edition is completely free. The tool, you can buy the method for £15 and use it forever. So it's this version of PRINCE2 available for you to use forever to create as many projects in here as you want to with that method template. Hope you found that really useful. If you'd like to stay on and see the next tour where we're going to look at Personal Edition, where we can start to do reporting on this sort of content as well, then that would be really good. If you missed the previous tour when we talked about the free PRINCE2 Resource Pack, then by all means go back and watch that one instead. Thank you very much.